YouTube is never going to be the same again, and here's why. A new AI model has just dropped that is going to change YouTube forever, no matter what type of channel that you run. If you run, or you are thinking about running, an entertainment YouTube channel, an educational YouTube channel, a faceless YouTube channel, even a personal YouTube channel, you're going to want to see what I'm about to show you. Before we go over this AI model really quick, because I see a lot of comments on YouTube, on other people's videos and my own, saying that YouTube doesn't allow AI and you'll get instantly banned the second you use an AI tool. That could not be further from the truth. And I say this from experience. I'm running a dozen different channels, and every single one of them, including this one you're watching right now, are using AI in our workflows. But the key word here is workflow. We're not just generating complete videos with AI and uploading them to YouTube. Yes, I have done videos here on the channel where I show you that AI can do the entire workflow of making a video, but I always give the stipulation that you should be highly involved with the process to make sure that you're making something genuinely valuable. And if you think about this from YouTube's point of view, YouTube makes money when you create content that keeps people on the platform. And the content that does that is usually valuable content. It's something that people like watching, so it's good entertainment, or it's something that teaches people something, so it's great education. Either way, YouTube wins because people stay longer on the platform and they make more ad revenue. So what does this mean for you? It means that if you produce incredibly high quality videos that keep people on the platform, YouTube will promote those videos. And it's getting to a point where YouTube or any social media company is not going to be able to tell if you used AI or if you didn't use AI. And that's why last year, the CEO of YouTube sent a memo to employees foreseeing all of this happening. And he was really stressing that we need to view AI as the tool that it is, because whether we like it or not, it's going to become an integral part of almost every single YouTube channel. That doesn't dismiss the fact that there's tons of AI slop uploaded to YouTube. You can use these tools to make incredibly low quality videos as well. But the AI that just dropped recently that I'm going to show you has, in my opinion, now crossed a threshold where you can't really tell if it's a real video or not. And this is huge news, and it has huge implications for us running YouTube channels and for basically anybody in the world as well. Now, I'm going to get into the implications of this later on in this video. I'm going to show you exactly how to use this the right way to, number one, keep your channel safe. Number two, get tons of views and subscribers. And number three, build a huge business out of this that is immune to AI eventually taking over it. Because if we're going to be putting our time into building something, I think it's a really good idea to build something that can be running 5 or even 10 years from now. And a lot of YouTube channels are not going to be able to do that. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why a little later in this video. But first, let's go into this new AI model that dropped, and let me show you some of the insane videos that it's generated. So the model that dropped, if you haven't guessed already, is Seedance 2.5. I've gone over videos on the channel going over Seedance 2.0, which has become a pretty integral part in several of my YouTube channels, especially for generating really high quality intros, but it isn't the cheapest model in the world, and Seedance 2.5 is even more expensive, but it's even better. Now, the website I'm using to access Seedance 2.5 is Higgsfield, which is a sponsor of this video. You can certainly use it on many different platforms, but Higgsfield is the most cost effective, and they have a bunch of different tools built into this as well to make it an all-in-one great place to access any AI model out there. Now, I was recently researching different YouTube niches, and I came across this channel right here called Octolab. This channel is getting 6 million views per month, and they don't even post shorts. This is literally just long-form views every single month. And what's crazy about this channel is that these are just educational videos about the ocean. So people are really interested in this, especially certain types of whales. So I saw like sperm whales get the absolute most amount of views. So I was looking through some of these videos right here, and these are mostly just stock footage. Like this channel, if we go to their oldest video right here, was posted 6 months ago. So within 6 months, they got 50,000 subscribers, and they're getting 6 million views a month, which is absolutely nuts. They had a video blow up. I'm sure it'll average out, but still averaging 100,000 views a day. That's like 3 million views a month, which is crazy. So to get a competitive edge, what if we could create footage that no stock footage database on Earth could create? And now we can using Seedance 2.5. So check this out. Instead of just using a generic clip of a sperm whale from a stock footage media website, what you can do, and what I did is my first time using Seedance 2.5 to test this out, I generated this video right here, and I said a sperm whale diving deeper and deeper into the ocean, cinematic video. It's getting darker, no music, just the sounds of the whale in the ocean. Eventually it's pitch black, and then the camera turns on to find the sperm whale eating a giant squid and bringing it up. So that was the prompt, and what it made here, it's very cinematic. dramatic, but this is not correct. That's not a sperm whale. Like, if you compare these whales right here, and if you're going to be talking about science and stuff, you need things to be anatomically correct, and this is not. This is not a sperm whale. I don't know what kind of whale this is, to be honest, but skimming through the video right here, it's really good. I mean, it did what we asked, and it's got the giant squid there in its mouth and everything. That's cool. But again, I'm not sure it's a sperm whale. Maybe it is, and the angle's just wrong, but it kind of looks like the front of it is not long enough there. And if you go to this first frame, as you can see, I'm not sure that part of the whale is correct. So that was a text-to-video generation. Then using GPT Image 2, I generated 10 different photorealistic images of sperm whales, and these actually look like sperm whales, so they look great. And I downloaded one of these images and went over here, inputted it into Seedance 2.5 as a reference image, and I put the same exact prompt, but I just put at the reference image here in Higgsfield, and here's what it made us. The sounds are great on that, super realistic, and this is the best part right here. So instead of just using some generic stock clip, there's barely any videos out there online of a sperm whale actually eating a giant squid that looks real like this, but now you can just generate this, and this is fantastic. This is really good, actually. And it has the sperm whale looking anatomically correct as well, which is perfect. And then it just disappears there going towards the surface. It's fantastic. That's a fantastic generation, and that would make for an incredibly good intro. And so where I think Seedance 2.5 is going to shine for you and me is using this particularly for our intros, which is the most important part of the video. If you can hook people in the first few seconds, they're likely going to watch more of the video, which means more audience retention, which means more views, which means more money for you. But I do think it might be a little bit foolish to use this to generate your whole entire videos unless you're running a very specific type of channel, which I'm going to show you in just a second, which can make so much money that you can afford to do that. But for this type of channel where it's mostly entertainment, my suggestion would be to do a mix of stock clips and then also use it for your intros. And if you want to get anatomically correct videos like this, use the references. So upload an image that matches what you want to see and either use that as a first frame or just reference it within the actual prompt that you want to use that. Now here's another channel I found during my niche research journeys, and this channel right here is getting 1 million views a month. And they make these videos about urban hell. So it's about crazy designs and everything, but a lot of these are kind of clickbait. Like, obviously this is not a real place right here. So if someone clicks this video and they want to see that, they're not going to. They're going to see approximations of it in real places and everything. But if you can use Seedance to generate an introduction to this video that has a building like this in it, it's going to keep people's attention a heck of a lot more. And you could even find some kind of concept art online and then use that as a reference for it. But what I did is I literally just screenshotted this thumbnail right here. I went to Higgsfield and I uploaded that as a reference. And then I said, make some documentary style shots of a building similar to the one attached, but don't have any text. Also no narration. Show several different similar buildings as well as the world. Immense scale. No music. Just the sound of the world and buildings and people living in them. And then this is what it gave me. That's great. This is a great shot. This will keep people's attention. That's also a great shot. And so that's fantastic. That will make for an incredible intro. So imagine while this is playing, you have a narration that says something along the lines of, imagine living with 100 people below you, 100 above, and over 100 on each side. Welcome to urban hell, or something like that. That'll make a great intro for the video, and you have this playing with that, and then you get into the real buildings and everything after you've gotten people's attention. So it's incredibly useful for that. As you can see, both of these types of channels are both more so entertainment focused channels. Even the underwater one, most people are watching it for entertainment and not to solve some big problem in their life. And both of these types of channels can work incredibly well. But the only revenue source will be ad revenue, which means you'll make a lot less money compared to some of the channels I'm about to share with you right now. And therefore, it only makes sense to use Seedance 2.5 for the introductions for your videos. But if we're talking about channels that can actually make a lot of money, I started a channel called Stickman Matt recently, and this is a channel, it's getting 40,000 views a month, it's doing incredibly well, and I'm selling a course from it, so I'm making a lot more money from it because it's educational in nature. I'm making videos similar to the ones I make on here, but with an AI character. So I'm still building brand IP of this Matt character, and I'm selling a course from it, so I can then afford to spend a lot more money per video. Now, some of the first videos on this channel almost a year ago, I had to hire an animator to help with some of these. Some of the clips were AI, some were from an animator, and we kind of put it all together here. It's gotten to a point now with Seedance 2.5 that the job of an animator will be a lot different in that they're not going to be sitting there and actually, physically animating the scenes and everything. Instead, they can sit here and generate the scenes and then put everything together. Check this out. So as a reference on this one, I uploaded a picture of my AI character there, as well as a picture of my YouTube analytics, as well as a voiceover that I recorded with my own voice, and then also a picture of my YouTube channel. Now, admittingly, I did have some issues with this, which is that when I uploaded these reference images, a lot of them were getting flagged. Like, for example, I tried to upload some images of my YouTube play buttons and it kept saying not eligible. And my guess is it's because it's got a YouTube logo in them, so that's why that wasn't working there. But as soon as I got rid of those, and of course I have, play buttons in my actual YouTube channel, so I had to upload that then to GPT image and then change the image of my YouTube channel to just something more generic like this. And I put in a prompt that said an animated stick man, which is image 2. Young man, medium length brown hair, wearing a black t-shirt and a black analog watch, walking into his room. There's a bunch of YouTube play button awards everywhere. He's talking to the camera. This is what he's saying. When he mentions his channel, have him pull out his phone and show the channel on his phone. Then when he talks about how much money he made, show the revenue screenshot on the computer. And here is what it made us. How's it going, everybody? Stickman Matt here. Now in this video, I want to show you how I grew this YouTube channel right here. Something real quick I want to point out is that it's actually matching the lip syncing good. I've tried this on Seedance 2.0 and the mouth doesn't always line up the best, but it's lining up absolutely perfectly here. I just wanted to point that out. Stickman Matt here. Now in this video, I want to show you how I grew this YouTube channel right here, which is my personal channel. That's cool how he pulls out the phone. It's kind of a 3D animation. I'll Make Money Matt into getting almost 1 million subscribers. That's good. That's a good shot. And take a look at this right here. If we switch on over to the analytics, as you can see on my computer, this channel has made almost $1 million just from ad revenue. But here's the secret. This channel's actually made a lot more than that through a secret way I'm about to show you. That's perfect. Even the expressions on his face, like looking a little bit intense right there when he's talking about, I'm going to show you a secret. That's fantastic. That actually conveys emotion through a stick man, which I didn't even know that was possible. That is incredibly good. And honestly, you can get this in a few minutes, whereas if you're hiring an animator, you're going to have to wait days for them to complete this, but you can just get this in a couple minutes, which is absolutely crazy to me. And that's another thing I want to point out. All the generations on Higgsfield have been incredibly fast so far as well, so that's fantastic. And so that's great, and Stickman Matt is a channel that I make so much money from the course sales from it that I can afford to spend more on videos, and I could theoretically do entire videos with Seedance 2.5, but it is going to be incredibly expensive. Like, we're talking several $100s per video for a 720p video if we're strictly using Seedance 2.5. But even with this type of channel, the beginning of the videos could be 2.5 and then drop down to 2.0 to make it a little bit cheaper for a lot of the other types of scenes. Even use cheaper models than that for some of the scenes as well. And you can get away with a lot more. Also, here's a huge thing as well. I could run this Stickman Matt channel, have that Stickman do the introductions, and then just do a screen share recording for the rest of it. And this is a huge thing I forgot to mention as well. Seedance 2.5 can generate up to 30-second videos and have up to 50 references, which is crazy. 50 references, like you could upload 50 different people and have them all in your shot, which is nuts. I don't know how consistent that would be. I haven't tried that many people or anything. Honestly, there's no situation where realistically I would. But the 30-second thing is what really makes this stand out. Because that single shot right here that goes on for 30 seconds is so good. That's fantastic how it zooms in and out and stays with them, and you can do a lot more in that. So if you're doing a 10-minute video at 30-second clips, you're looking at just 20 different generations. Whereas if you're doing 15-second clips, it's going to be double that. And so now what about if you're running a personal channel? Like this channel you're watching right now, this is a personal YouTube channel. Has AI gotten to the point yet where you could replace realistically an on-camera host? Well, some channels have already done it. Look at channels like Julian Goldie SEO. He uses a completely AI avatar as the face of his channel, and it does incredibly good. He gets over 1 million views a month. Now, I still don't think it's quite to the point where I realistically would even consider doing that, because if we take a look right here, I uploaded an image of myself, of my own face, and then I uploaded some audio of me talking, and I put in the prompt that I just say the audio, no music or anything, and this is what it made. Faceless YouTube channels will never be, and it's making some really weird faces. That is not how I would talk at all. I mean, it looks relatively real, but it looks like a different person. That doesn't look like me. So then what I did is I uploaded a reference video instead of an image of me talking with the audio, and I said to use the hand movements from that video, but then sync the lips to me talking with the uploaded audio, and this is what it made. Faceless YouTube channels will never be the same again after this. That's much better, and the reason it's better is it's got, for example, my lip movements, my hand movements, all those kind of things, and it's got the proper teeth and everything. All those little things that go into making this realistic, it's got all that. So this is actually quite good. However, just the amount of time this would take to realistically sit down and then generate 30-second clips of every single time of you talking. And what it did here is it took my same exact hand movements and just lip-synced the voice, which is good. It looks really realistic. However, what if what I'm talking about doesn't match the hand movements? So you'd have to record tons of different hand movements and then know which ones to sync. That's a heck of a lot of work. It's almost less work if you really want to make this realistic to just actually film yourself if you're doing a personal channel. But if you're doing an animated channel, Seedance 2.5 is insanely good. And in fact, it's probably better than 90% of animators that you would hire that are out there. And then just as another test, I uploaded that AI video of me talking, and then I asked it to put graphics that correspond to the video throughout it. And this is what it did here. And I mean, it's pretty good, to be honest. But as you can see, when I say Seedance, it says CD 2.5, which is kind of ironic given the fact I'm using Seedance. So it's not perfect, and it's okay. I just don't love the text or the graphics or anything. But I think if you uploaded a reference of like the types of graphics you're looking for, it would do really good with that. But overall, it's an absolutely incredible model, and I really think it shines for videos like this, as well as introduction videos for any type of channel like this. So this is going to become an integral part of my YouTube channel. Huge thanks again to Higgsfield for sponsoring this. And if you want to claim the best deal on this, you can check it out down at the link in the description. But now, like I promised, I want to show you how you can keep your channel safe from YouTube banning it, and then also how you can keep your channel safe from AI replacing it in the future. And the answer to the first question is super simple. To keep your channel safe on YouTube, if you're making videos that look like what other huge channels are already doing, most of the time you should be fine. YouTube tends to ban channels before they get too big if they're really breaking the rules badly, like if they're just mass generating insanely bad slop and uploading to YouTube or doing some kind of scam or something. YouTube usually takes care of those pretty quick, and those aren't channels you would ever want to model. But if you find channels that are incredibly big and you watch the video as a viewer and you say to yourself, wow, I learned something from this, or I was genuinely entertained by this is a really cool video, and then you use AI tools along with your own creativity and ingenuity and everything else to make your own videos, and they look equal to that, if not better. Like, we could easily make a better channel than that Octolab channel by using AI, then we can do incredibly great. Then YouTube will be completely fine with our channel. Just make sure you follow all of YouTube's rules. And also, I think it's a really good idea to go through some of my videos that I posted here talking about the specific types of channels that YouTube is banning. I've gone over a ton of them here on my channel, so I think it's a really good idea to watch those. Now, to answer the second question, which is how do you keep your channel safe from AI replacing it? This one also has a pretty simple answer, which is that you need a character who's the face of the channel. And I showed you exactly how to do that with Seedance and Higgsfield here, which is just generating up a character. I like to use GPT image 2, like the Stickman character right here, upload it as a reference, have him be the face of the channel, record your own voice talking, or use a really good AI voice. Higgsfield has a bunch of AI voice generators, and then reuse that same voice and that same character in every single video, even if it's just for the intro. Like for that Octolab channel, I would have an octopus who's like the face of the channel, who's talking and everything, and I would have him actually popping up in the corner and like talking and whatnot. That's going to keep your channel safe from AI replacing it, because you can use AI tools to build a character that people have a connection with, just like they do AI animated characters like Zinni Studio or Nick Invests. These are huge channels that have an AI character, and they sell courses, and they do incredibly great, and people have trust in them. And that is how you're going to keep your channel safe from AI replacing it in the future. Don't just make commoditized faceless videos. make faceless videos where you have a character who's the face of them. And if you're at all interested in this business model and you're like, you know what, I want to learn more about this, I want to do this the right way as well from somebody who's actually also doing this, who's walked this path time and time again, I've got this free training for you. You're going to get so much value from this right here. Check it out. My name is Matt Parr, and I will see you there.